Everybody, it's Jeff, and here's what I did over the past few days for Workbench, where I stream my open source innovation work on Twitch. So this is a little late, but Tuesday I worked on generating, trying to get back to generating bindings for AppKit. We had our bridge support parser, and we have pretty much a decent beginning for parsing types. And that's all cool. That was in previous videos, and so now using this data structure to generate stuff. And that worked out. Basically, I was able to do, let's see, where are constants? I don't know if I did constants. I only did enums. So I kind of went through and made sure it was able to generate everything. In the case of enums, getting their values set with structs, making sure, this is actually really great and helpful already. The interesting stuff and defining interfaces, I don't have arguments working in there yet, but when it comes to the actual code, like functions and classes, I just kind of stubbed them out because, well, the next step would be to start filling them out and getting into the meat of it. But I found that these bridge support files are missing properties. So a lot of classes have getters and setters on them. Given a property like shared application, on an NS application, I couldn't even find it referenced in basically any of these bridge support files. It's very strange that it's not there, and it's kind of necessary to generate anything useful. So I guess bridge support files are a dead end, unfortunately. So this brought me back to the idea of leveraging documentation, because of course NS application, shared application, the documentation properly has everything that we use, of course. And so this is more or less generated, can be generated by a documentation generator. And so I started looking into Doxygen, which is, while there's a couple that support Objective-C, this was, I think, the only one I could find that had an XML output or some kind of structured, non-template rendered output. So Doxygen can parse Objective-C headers. If this doesn't work, if the data that I get from it isn't good enough or something, then maybe we can get into parsing the source directly, but I really like the idea of not writing a language lexer parser for Objective-C. So the problem is this feels very unfun, and I was already at the threshold of my unfun limit with this stuff. But this is a well-defined problem using pretty, well-defined documented tools. So I posted it to Upwork. Upwork is basically, contract workforce platform. I've used it a lot for both contracting and subcontracting. And I like it, and I've used it, and it works. And so I decided to put something up there, and I actually found somebody that I think would be perfect. It was kind of a weird thing because especially because I'm not willing to pay tons of money. But even then, I don't love the people that I find on there. I don't know if I would hire them as a full-time employee. But somebody was into this that was actually perfect for this. He does this kind of stuff all the time. He works on a project called Babelfish that might be really useful for stuff like this in the future in other languages. It can parse languages, which is made by a company that does a bunch of static analysis tools. So that's really cool. He also wrote one of the DOM bindings that I'd been looking at. I think, well, I don't have it up here, but I had it in my tabs for a while because I was going to get ready to use it, and I realized he's the same person. That was so crazy. Crazy coincidence. So hopefully I'll have some help with this now, because there's a lot of it to do in the long term, and I have enough work as it is. I can focus on some of the other stuff, and that's good because it's also less interesting to actually watch and get recaps on. So that's it for now. Let me know if you have thoughts or questions in the comments, and subscribe if you'd like to start following along, or you can join me and hang out in real time on Twitch Tuesdays and Thursdays. Thanks for watching.